Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mancave Live. I'm Raphael Aaliyah.
I'm John Jackson. Follow our Mancave Twitter at MancaveNY Sports. That's a capital M, capital NY. Now, we have a big show today. Bigger, longer show, too. We have an hour now we're going to go. So
yeah, we have an hour-long show.
Looking more legitimate.
And we have a lot going on in sports. It's a very exciting time in sports.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get started right away. We're going to get started with the NHL playoffs, right?
Yeah.
The Rangers play tonight at 8 o'clock. Tip-off in Pittsburgh. Not tip-off. Puck drop in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. So I think we should just start off with that. You want to talk?
Absolutely.
Rangers versus Pittsburgh. Now, we know that it was between the Rangers and the Islanders. This was our discussion last week. Would you draw the Panthers or the Penguins? And the Islanders actually took it upon themselves to draw it out. They sat their guys for the last two games, the last game, I think, to lose, and now they face the Panthers.
Yeah.
They will avoid the Capitals at all costs until, like, the finals. But the Rangers, on the other hand, tried to win. So what do you think? Like, do you think they made the right choice?
Yeah, you mentioned it last week. You can't start making your own matches. You can't start losing on purpose to get the better team to verse. But if I'm the Islanders right now, I'm more satisfied than the Rangers. The Panthers are a number one ranked team, but they've had a struggle in the second half of the season. Not as good.
They're the opposite of really the Penguins, who
Yeah.
have been who are a mediocre team that have really lit it up the last month.
Exactly, and you always have to look out for the Penguins. They still have Sidney Crosby, you know.
I think Malkin's coming back for the series as well. So
Yeah,
that's going to be a big.
And they've had
And they
playoff
have Fleury
experience.
still starting, so they still have their. That was the question mark whether Marc-Andre Fleury would be in goal for them, but they have him.
Yeah, they were
Which is
talking about
big.
what, a third stringer possibly
because
starting.
they don't have their second string goalie.
Yeah,
so
that would have been
they need to
ideal
start
for the
their-
Rangers.
That
However,
would've
that's
been
not
great.
happening. But the Panthers too, if I'm not mistaken, they don't have a lot of playoff experience.
They don't.
Yeah, they just don't. The Penguins do. They seem like they're
I
in
don't know
it.
how else to say it. Yeah, they don't. But they're hungry. They have a good team. Yadomir Yager obviously has been
So old yet so productive.
He's playing like he's 20.
Yeah.
So they have the leadership skills. They play well.
Mhm.
But as we say, the playoffs are a different season.
Absolutely.
So whatever they've been playing, and they don't have the playoff experience.
Now another thing
tough.
though, the Rangers have beaten the Penguins in the past. You know,
two straight years.
yeah,
in the
and
first round,
the
yeah.
year before that was amazing too. What were they in, a 3-0 hole or something like that, and then they came back to beat them? That was not
last season. The season before.
The season before, that's what I said.
Yes, the season before was 3-0. They tied it and they forced a Game 7 win.
So that's kind of,
and then they came back last year to just completely demolish.
That's an ideal matchup. Plus, we don't know with the Panthers. They could be terrible because they don't have experience, but they could be great too because we
really
don't expect
know.
anything.
No, that's
you know
that's
what to
something
expect
I
from the
didn't think
Penguins.
about, but you really, you don't. The Rangers haven't played them as often as Pittsburgh, especially in the playoffs, where teams are just completely different. So
Yeah.
I guess when you're working around a playoff on another team, I guess it's better a team that you know about than a team like the Panthers, who really could sneak their way through to the conference finals,
They
or
could.
they could get blown out by
Islanders?
By the Islanders,
Yeah.
New York. I was gonna say New Island, but that didn't make sense. They're in Brooklyn, so that's weird. So, but we had that discussion a while ago.
A couple of times we have.
So here's my thing. We said it to ourselves, but I think we should say it to them as well.
Yeah.
Rangers, Islanders, win, lose, how many games?
I say
Go with the Islanders first.
the Islanders. They're gonna win. I feel. I know I texted you guys.
I don't even remember what I said.
Yeah, exactly, I texted you.
This will be off the win for me.
So I think I said something like Islanders in 5. No, Islanders in 6. Rangers win in 7. That's what I said, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, thinking about it right now, I agree with myself.
Okay.
My present self.
Yeah, see, I think I texted you guys something that I disagree with now, because I think this Islanders-Florida Panthers series is going to be a blowout in either way, because I don't think they're both going to play. If they both play at the level, if they both play at the level they've been playing all season, it's an even match, really. Like, they could just go down to 7 games, but I think it's going to come down to one team playing worse. So I say the Islanders as well in 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Islanders in 5. I said Islanders in 6. I said Rangers in 7. You said Rangers.
I said Rangers in 6.
Rangers in
On
6.
the text
Okay.
as well, I said Rangers in 6. I think that goes a length, but I don't think it goes to 7. And honestly, I'm doing this selfishly because I want them to be home for Game 6, so I don't want them to be over there when they go. So, I mean, I would say that obviously Pittsburgh has the better matchup. Obviously. And I definitely say that the Rangers could lose, but I'm a Rangers fan and I'm not going to go. I'll bash them if I really thought they were going to lose, but being that the NHL playoffs is just such a different monster, and the Rangers have a good team.
Yeah.
The Rangers have a great team, a team that's made it to the conference finals, and they're better than they were last year. They're just not playing well. Yeah. So I say that if they put it together, if Lundqvist comes alive in this series, because he's been really good against the Penguins in the playoffs, I'd say that they have a really good chance.
And the thing, too, about the Rangers, it's interesting because we said they go up and down all season in their matches, but they're not going to go on a 5 or 6 game hot streak and then a 5 or 6 game losing
the playoffs,
streak.
Yeah, they're not going to.
No, they're going to win one game by 4, and then they're going to lose another game by 6.
Yeah,
then they're going to win. That's why I'm saying 7.
It's scary.
That's what I'm saying.
It's scary
7.
because that's how the Rangers have gone this whole season. They're inconsistent on a game-to-game basis, and you can't do that in the playoffs. So their only salvation needs to be they need to have constants, and they don't have McDonough, at least for the first game or two. They don't have Girardi, again, maybe for the whole thing, maybe for one game.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
They have.
It's going to be tough.
I mean, Lundqvist hasn't been the best. He's been pulled.
Well, I feel he's going to stand out, though, in the playoffs.
I think so, too. I think this one he comes alive.
You know, when we were watching the playoffs last year and they lost in Game 7 in conference finals against the Lightning. Yeah, I looking at Lundqvist, I'm like, this guy, hasn't got a cup yet. There must be something inside him that says, I got to wait a whole nother year just to get a chance, and I'm going to play. If I'm him, you play your heart out. You play to injury. You play through injury. You want the cup. You got to get it now. You don't know what the future holds for the team.
And yeah, he's not getting any younger. So for the Rangers fans out there who are really like not being adamant about this team going into the playoffs, I understand it. But don't support if you can't support this team because they're playing a little worse. You got to support this goaltender. You need to. If you don't think the Rangers as a team deserve the cup this year, you have to say that Lundqvist deserves a cup before he retires. Yeah. So if you can't root for the team, root for at least Lundqvist this playoffs because he needs one and he deserves one. And the Rangers, this team deserves one. Honestly, they're a good team.
Yeah, and they so many chances. Like we said, both of us, I'm sure, agree that the last 2 years the Rangers were better.
Oh, of course. No, okay,
but they should have won a
cup 2 years ago when they made it to the finals, to the the finals, not the conference finals. When they made it to the Stanley Cup finals. They weren't a great team. They honestly kind of snuck their way through the playoffs. Last year they were a fantastic team. They couldn't make it to the finals. This year, they're the same team as last year, basically. New additions, I think, that have made them better, like Eric Stahl. It hurts them in the future, but for right now, you would have loved to have Eric Stahl last season. And Zuccarello's healthy this playoffs. He wasn't healthy last year. So, in all, same team, looking better this year. They're playing worse, but this is a whole new season now. They played to their potential. They made it to the conference finals last year. I think they can do it again. I think they can make it past that point.
I don't see why not. I really don't see why not.
Let's go. We have some segments that, since it's an hour-long show, we felt the need. So we're going to go right off the bat. I want to get into golf. So I want to get into the Masters. But I'm going to save that because I want to go with one of our segments. So choose a segment.
Okay. Choose a segment. Let's go with over-under.
Okay. So we're going to just do it on every sport. So let's do that. Let's do 1, 2, 3. So let's do
one on each sport?
One on each sport for each of us. So we have an 8 total. You want to start her off or I start her off?
I'll start it off.
Okay.
Okay. Rick?
And these have to be within the week, so we'll examine them.
The whole week?
The whole week.
Okay.
No, like we can't say like until a month, like.
Yeah, no, I'll give
it. Make it so that we'll see if it comes true within the week.
Okay. So this one's gonna be the Rangers' first series. It might not last the whole week, but for the most part, I don't know when if they make it to Game 7, it might be.
That's fine.
Okay. Rick Nash scores 3 goals over under.
Okay, well, you want to say 3.5, so the under is 3 or 2.5?
3.5.
Okay, 3.5.
Actually, no. Let's go 2.5.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
make it more realistic.
I say under. I say he scores. I think he could score 2. Between now and next week, which is what going to be 2 games.
Well, no, I'm saying the whole series. I'm saying
the entire series.
Either 4 to 7 games. I know it might not be a whole week, but still.
I'm gonna call it still. I mean, he hasn't been playing well. We need him to score goals. The Rangers need him to score goals. I gotta say under as a safe pick. What about you?
I say under, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he has 2 goals throughout the whole entire playoffs.
No, see, I think he needs to score if the Rangers are gonna move
absolutely.
on. So if you're saying this goes into 7 games, I think Nash has to score at least 2 in the series. But you got Zuccarello, you got Broussard, you got guys that can score. So I mean, I don't think Rick Nash goes to 3. I hope he does, but I don't think so. So I'll stick with hockey for you.
Okay.
And mine was actually a similar one.
Okay.
Mine was gonna be about Jágr. Jaromir Jágr, you know, he's in his 30s.
No, 40s.
40s, that's
40s,
right.
Yeah.
I thought he was late 30s, but
no,
yeah,
he's
you're
in
right.
42
early 40s.
or something like that.
Early 40s.
He's old, but he's doing well.
Yeah, so that's why. I'm going to ask you the exact same question with him for the series.
Okay.
Over under 2.5 goals.
I say over.
You say over?
I say over.
Wow. No, I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna say under.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Just because I think it's hard to score goals, obviously. But if I'm giving it more of a chance, I definitely would say Jágr has a better chance than Rick Nash, which is odd because Rick Nash is a goal scorer and a much more young than he is. But no, I agree with you.
Okay. I have a question now. Baseball. We're going to be getting into... Is it okay if we do a question on baseball, all these sports?
Over, under? Yeah. We'll do one from each of the 4 sports.
Okay.
Well, let's just do 2 because, I mean, this is taking...
2 from each sport?
No, like what we were doing just now.
Yeah, okay. So the Mets have... We're going to get into it. The Mets have gone off to a really slow start. Over the course of the week, let's say whatever it takes, however long enough to get to 7 games, right? Because about the week, I don't know if they have any days off or anything like that. So by next Wednesday or whenever they get to 7 games, whichever comes first.
So the next 7 games, including today's game?
No, since that already started.
Yeah.
Not including today's game. Over under 3.5 wins.
Oh, under. I think they get.
Okay.
I think in the next 7 games, I think going 3 and 4 for them is reasonable. Now listen, they've had great starting. We're going to get into this.
Yeah, we're definitely.
So let me forget about my reasoning for it. All in all, but yeah, definitely I think that they have a lot to improve on, and I think they will. Just in the next 7 games, 4 wins maybe. I think I could see them getting to 4 wins, but I'm gonna say under.
I'm gonna say over. Mets, they're gonna get hot at some point. They've been playing terrible offensively, but they're gonna rebound.
How
and
are they doing
well.
now? Just as a by the by.
I believe they are still scoreless. Don't keep me to that. I didn't get any alerts. I usually do.
Look that up until.
No, I believe they're scoreless.
When we get into the baseball
Barrett went 5 innings, give or take, scoreless, and they had Jim Henderson who blew the lead and the save technically last night.
I just want a couple minutes because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this.
So
I want to talk the Masters just because we have to.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel bad at all for this guy who won? That Spieth is really getting the attention, honestly.
Yeah, Danny Willett. I mean, even when I was thinking about the name, I'm like, what was his first name again? No one cares about Danny Willett. They just care about Spieth because he had a lead for 65, whatever it was, strokes, 65 strokes. He had a lead, and he blew it at the end. They say it actually happens a lot in the Masters.
What did he, quadruple bogey?
I believe it was a quadruple bogey.
That's funny because Spieth with his putting is normally on fleek, if you will.
Yeah.
So
don't ever say that again. Not on our show.
His putting was on fleek.
Yeah.
So it was certainly not on fleek in this last. No, he just didn't perform. He failed, and he had to put the Masters jacket on. He had to put the green coat on this guy. What's his name?
Danny Willett?
Yeah, Willett.
Wait, he put it on him?
Yeah, you have to crown the former champ. The
former champ. Okay. Boy.
Puts the jacket 3 times for photo ops. You know, once for real, once in front of everyone else, and once for a photo opportunity. So 3 times this guy had to blow. He blew his 5-stroke. What did he have? Like a 5-stroke lead through most of it. He was like at.
He was at
-5, right? He was like -5.
Well, okay, to finish off,
to
Danny Willett
par.
had 90,
Willett was at par the entire time.
And to finish off, Willett had -5, and you had Spieth with -2 at the end. So, you know, he had a three-stroke lead, whatever they call that in golf. But anyway,
we reached the 15-minute mark, so we're going to go into our round the bags update because I don't want to do the Twitter thing anymore, so I think we just give an update while you do your thing.
Do the update.
So we have the Mets currently scoreless against the, drawing a blank, 1 second. The Marlins, that's right. They're looking to dig their way out of a 2-0 hole so far in this series. They're going to lose their second straight series, so they need to win this game. Later on tonight, we have the Golden State going for the record. We have the Rangers playing the Pittsburgh Penguins in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup round of 16, I guess. And we also have Kobe Bryant's final game with the Los Angeles Lakers. So
all things that we're going to talk about, so tune in.
Definitely.
Stay tuned, I should say. Tune in if you're not tuned in.
We're going to get into the MLB because we touched on that. So we're going to have another segment in this 15 minutes. But let's start with the MLB. You want to start with the Mets' slow start.
Yeah, so the Mets are 2-5 right now. 3 games under 500, and as a Met fan myself, not looking great, but you can't, I mean, come on. It's a 162-game season. Some Met fans are going crazy. Take it easy, not panic city like last year. So there's nothing to be worried about. The offense, obviously, has been very slow.
Segment time, good cop, bad cop. Let's go. So here's what we're going to do for good cop, bad cop.
I was quick.
Here's what we're going to do. One of us defends a New York team, the other one, that's the good cop. The other one bashes that New York team, that's the bad cop. Think this is a perfect time to start, all right? Good cop, bad cop, bad cop, all right?
Okay.
The Mets. Are people overreacting? Go. Just as you were just talking about.
Absolutely overreacting. Come on. We have a team that's built for the World Series. We, meaning Met fans and the Mets. I'm a Met fan. Don't worry, Met fans. This is a team that's going to make the playoffs. Nationals off to a hot start. Ain't going to happen. No playoffs for the Nationals. Take it easy. Offense will come around. And the pitching's been fine. You had one bad start from Mats. Every other start was winnable if you had a good offense. You?
So when do you start to worry as a Mets fan?
You start to worry.
Because all I've been hearing from Mets fans... 27 rings. All I've been hearing from Mets fans is that we're 6 games through. We're 7 games through. We're 8 games through. When does it become, we're 20 games through. We've won 7 games of 20 when we were supposed to win the series again. You're playing Philadelphia, the Phillies 19 times. You were supposed to be 17. You were supposed to be 17-2 against them. And now all of a sudden you've already allotted your 2 losses.
I believe, yeah.
So you have to go 17-0. When does it start to worry you as a Mets fan? Because this team, their pitching is doing all they can. Matt Harvey has not been Matt Harvey-esque.
Yeah.
But, he's
still
been solid.
Good, though. Still been good.
Steven Matz, one of your youngest pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, blew up in his first start. When does it start to worry you that your bats can't get started? You re-signed Cespedes to get your bats started. He's not doing anything. He's dropping balls in the outfield. That's all he's done for you.
I have an answer for all your questions.
I can't wait.
Okay, number 1, let's remember last year. When were we in first place?
But this is besides the point for last year because the Mets now are coming into this season the team to beat, the favorites to go into the World Series. Whenever they had that pressure on their shoulder, their job now is to see, can we do well with this pressure, with being the team to beat? Are we going to pretend?
Okay, so...
they're not playing like the team to beat.
The Orioles are winning the World Series, you're trying to say?
Not at all.
They're 7-0. You're saying
but
the first with 6 or 7 games...
Do you expect the Orioles to keep that up? The Mets
do you expect the Mets to keep that down?
No, but the Mets are expected to make the World Series.
And the Orioles are expected to lose. Be in last place in that division.
Okay, but we're not arguing for the Orioles coming in last. Maybe they come in second to
last.
last.
That's making conclusions based on 6 games.
Based on 6 games that they...
What was it, 7?
I think now it's 7 or 8.
It was 7 for them, 7.
This is the 8th game, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing.
But yeah, no. When do the excuses stop and you just admit that the Mets are just underperforming for this beginning and they're going to have a terrible start to the season?
Can you do an equation for me? What's 8 divided by 162.
That's
What
besides the
percentage
point.
of the season have we gone through now? We haven't even gone through 10% of the season. Not even 10%.
Did you do the math? Are you sure?
No, but I passed math. I got 8
you're
in math.
definitely right. It's
What is it?
below
16 would be 10%.
It doesn't matter.
16
It's
point
below,
something.
It's below that. But
Nothing to worry about now.
nothing to worry about?
Not in April. Not in May.
You're just
June.
calm, cool like a cucumber, aren't you? Just
Yeah.
sitting back watching your team blow game after game
2012.
after game.
2012.
You lost
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
series to the Phillies to start off. Okay, forget about the fact. Obviously, it's 8 games through the season, right? Obviously, it's a little.
Yeah.
But let's peg it by series, right?
Mhm.
These are your division rivals.
Yeah.
You want to get started on a. You want to get started on a hot note, right? You can't lose a series to the Phillies to start off your season because you're like, okay, we lost the series to the Phillies. What happens? You lose the next series to the Phillies. All of a sudden, you've lost 2 series to the Phillies. Now you could stand back and say, at the beginning of the season, you say, okay, we'll win. Let's say 3 of the 4 series. I think there's more than that, but let's say 3 of the 4 series against the Phillies, right? So the Phillies win that 1 series. Would you have said that the Phillies won the first series? Coming in, if I asked you,
Of course
the Mets
not.
lose to the Phillies.
Of course
No.
not.
So you still have that loss. Oh, God, I just spit everywhere. You still have that loss, right? 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So when does it start becoming ridiculous that you're that now at the All-Star break, you've lost another series to the Phillies, and you're like, man, we would have liked that series back. Because now we're, what, 6 games behind the Nationals when we could have been 4?
But to cut you off here, it happens. You lose to teams. Good teams lose to bad teams. Sometimes bad teams
You're
beat
losing to bad
good
teams time and time again. Marlins,
Dude, it's been
you just lost 2
games.
straight games after coming off a series. After coming off a series where you
Been
lost
8
2
games.
to 1.
So you really think the Mets are going to lose based on 8 games? You are a New Yorker. If anybody couldn't tell, he's a New Yorker. Because you're basing it off of 8 games. New Yorkers like to react real quick. If the Mets lose 2 games,
my thing is,
you think
I
they're
don't
going to
have
lose.
a problem with reacting over 8 games. I have a problem with you underreacting for 8 games.
Dude, there's no panic city. Met fans like to
When do you
overreact all
start
the
to
time.
panic then?
I don't start to panic until June, July. Maybe even September at this point. Maybe even to September.
Because your team is World Series or bust. I can't wait till it slaps you in the face that the Mets are struggling to make it into the World Series because the Nationals are going to be the team to beat.
Okay, I want this official right now. What are you going to say? The Mets win number at the end of the season, and if they make the playoffs, and how far they go? I want those 3 answers right now.
Okay, wait. One at a time, bro.
Okay,
let's go.
how many games do they win at the end of the season?
How many wins do they have?
How many wins do they have? I'm not saying record, just give wins. We know.
What was the over-under on this initially, like at the beginning of the season? 90?
Like 88 or 86 or something like that?
No, they don't. They win 78.
You're insane.
Final answer.
You're insane.
If
I
they
can't
keep
wait to
up at
prove
this
you
pace,
wrong.
It's 78.
Okay, I just want to
But
tell
even
you.
if they keep it up, even if they get on this hot streak, let's say they make it to that 88, I still think they're competing with the Nationals for first.
Okay, you know what? This is funny. I want to tell you right now. I just want to tell you, we're going to replay this at the end of the season. We're going to put it on our channel. And if I'm right, I'm going to say to everybody, I'm right. And I think I'm going to be right. I say about 94 wins.
What?
Yep. Mets.
You're crazy. Okay, I get winning 88. I get winning 90. You're saying they win 94, and they've already lost at the beginning of the season.
8 games, man.
But listen,
8 games.
forget about that. When you're looking at numbers at the beginning of the season, you're like, okay, well, how do people get the number 90 when they say the Mets are going to win 90? Oh, they beat the Phillies in this series. They beat the Marlins in this series.
And they will in the next.
Okay, but they've lost these, and you can't tell me for sure that they're going to win the next. I can tell you for a fact that they lost the series against the Marlins. I can tell you for a fact they lost the series against the Phillies.
And I can tell you for a fact it's 8 games.
You can't tell me for a fact they'll win the next series. Maybe they will. But all in all, how are they going to win 94 games when you've already sacrificed 4 games? That's your 4 right there. That brings you down to 90 already. Okay?
Okay, and also I want
next one.
I just want to say right now, how many games do you think the Orioles are going to win? Because you like to overreact with 7 games.
That's
many
a different question.
No, I just want to hear.
Entirely.
I want to hear this because we're going to replay this too. If you're completely
But
off.
now you're just putting all this on me. I have to do my research. I don't see. We'll say they don't win more than 75 games.
Yeah, I say 74. So you're saying the Mets, they get off to a bad start. They win 78 games. The Orioles, great start. You're saying they win 74
It's
games.
the manner of which they're playing. The Orioles are having...
They're playing great, though.
The Orioles have a mediocre team.
And the Mets have a great team.
The Mets have a good team, good lineup. Good, not great, good lineup. Because their pitching's great, but their pitching has pitched. That's not the concern here. Their lineup is good, and they're underperforming. You can't have a good lineup underperforming. You could have a mediocre team playing great. They're not going to do anything because they got to slow down. But it's so tough to dig yourself out, especially when you're not a great player. Like Mike Trout, he's batting like 200 to start the season. He's a great player. You know he's going to dig his way out. You have a guy like Gregory Polanco, okay, let's say. He's performing great. He's not. But let's say he's performing great.
I think you just lost the audience because I think you lost me. The Mets took the lead 2-0. Are you panicking now? Are you panicking now?
They've already lost the series to the Mets.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I didn't say they were going to get swept by the Marlins. For your sake, I hope they would. But mark me down. Mark me down. Forget about everything else I said. Yeah. Just mark me down. For
78 wins?
Win 78.
I'm writing it now.
Win 78. And if I'm one off here or there,
you're insane.
Give me the credit. If they win over 80. You know what? Mark me down for that. The Met, because if I say 78, they could win 77 or 79, and I'm
You're saying under 80.
I say under 80.
I say over
under
80.
80. Under 80.
Over, under, above 80, a lot higher.
80.5. I'm saying 79.5. They go under. Like they won't win. They won't get to 80. They'll get to 79 at most.
So 78 wins is your official prediction, and you say under 80 games.
Yes.
We're gonna replay this because he's gonna be wrong. I promise you, he's gonna be wrong. Promise. Pinky promise. This is gonna be fun to replay like in September right now. You know,
it's gonna be even more fun when you're yelling at me for that, and I'm just sitting back like this.
No, I'm pretty good. By the way, we had another debate recently. About Daniel Murphy and Zobrist.
I'm sorry. That's been good cop, bad cop. If you like that segment, leave it in the comments below. We'd like to have a lot more of that. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
It'll be even more fun when I'm right.
Oh, you're going to be wrong. But anyway, let's move on and not bash and roast each other for the rest of this show.
No.
How much time
we still have 3 minutes left in this segment, and I want to talk that time about the slide rule. If you want to talk about the slide rule. Or else you want to talk about the Yankees, we can do that.
Slide rule, that's bigger. It's
Yankees
overall.
doing really nothing, so nothing to worry about.
But, they're going to lose because it's 8 games, and you like to make conclusions based off 7-8 games.
I'm sorry, our star hitter has not just gotten out to what? What does Cespedes have? Like below 200, I'm sure.
No, he's over 200. I'm pretty sure. He's been hitting a little bit more. Not great.
Recently, yeah. No, he's been.
All our players have underperformed.
Terrible.
Yeah, but they're gonna overperform later on, and then they're gonna just go on that.
Well,
no, they're gonna perform well.
We're done with this segment. I made my predictions. I put myself on the line. We're
yes,
done.
you have, and you're gonna be wrong. Anyway, slide rule. Okay.
You think it's stupid?
It's
honestly,
stupid. It's
like
stupid.
I get the rule. You get it. You violate the rule. You deserve to get. Obviously, the umpire made the good call in that Astros game where it was the slide. Mm-hmm. Who was it?
Was it Batista?
No, not the Batista call. I'm thinking of
already too much.
What
guy?
What's his name?
Springer?
No.
Gomez?
Not Rambis.
Rasmus.
Kobe Rasmus. That's it. He slid
Rambis. Knicks.
No, yeah, exactly. That's why.
Not talking about them today.
He got the double play, even though there was no intention to throw the ball to first after. So, obviously the umpire made the right call according to the rule. Mm-hmm. The rule just happens to be stupid.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with the rule, it was the Chase Utley rule.
Shots fired.
Last season when Chase Utley just absolutely took out Ruben Tejada, broke his leg.
See, that has to be a right of judgment because that's wrong. They have to have Jose Batista grabbing the foot. That's wrong. You can't do that. But this, when you see that the guy's not even making an attempt first, sure, he deserves to be out by the letter of the law. But the letter of the law says it has to be a double play too. That's just stupid. I'm not saying the rule should be there because what happened in Tejada should not happen.
But it has to be clear and convincing evidence that they were trying to knock the person out.
The umps have to use their judgment.
But in baseball, they don't want to use judgment. They want the rules to be black and white.
I know, but when you're putting rules in black and white that are so unclear, what's the point of having them in black and white? Just say leave it up to the judgment of the umpire.
But they said
I know that that's what the same thing about the strike zone.
But they also said the same thing too last year with the new replay rule. They had one instance where in a Royals game they saw it on the replay monitor that they completely blew the call. And then I think they changed it based off of that or something like that, or they didn't. Whatever it was clear that they were wrong, but they didn't want to change it, or if they did, they got a lot of flack for it because they can't use common sense in baseball. Look at Galarrago's perfect game. No common sense there. The guy knew he blew the call. He had to keep it. Everything has to be black and white in baseball.
No, I agree with you. It has to be in black and white.
It is in black and white. It has to be up to judgment.
I think it needs to be in black and white. But I'm saying it needs to be in black and white. You need to know what the rule is. And this rule's clear. It's stupid.
It's clear. That's why it's stupid.
I agree with the black and white. No, I agree. Because if you leave it up to umpire's judgment, then you have the whole strike zone conversation again. Like, that's up to the umpire's judgment. Do you like that?
I hate that.
Exactly.
But they can fix it in different ways.
Exactly. It needs to be reworked. It definitely needs to be reworked. That's our half hour. We're halfway through, but we still got more to talk about, and I'm very excited to do it. Our Twitter account is at Mancave NY Sports. That's our Twitter. We're at youtube.com at the Mancave ! Raf _Elia ELIA. John 97 Jackson. That's our Twitters. Also follow Ethan _Illers, our contributor, who needs to contribute more. So if you're listening to this, if you're tweeting at Ethan _Illers, tell Ethan to get on the ball because we have Rangers playoffs starting and we need him for this one. All right, let's move in. You call the next one out.
NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs. Oh, you want to leave that? Okay.
You put NBA playoffs, and then you kind of broke it up. I don't really want to talk about the playoffs. Let's talk about what's happening today and in the near future. So unnecessary.
I know, but now I have the soundboard.
This kid's crazy today.
Now I have the soundboard, so I want to use it.
Kobe Bryant's last game ever.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, no, it's a big deal.
Big deal, but it's on a day where they also have Rangers playoffs.
No, it's not. Even worse, if you're a basketball fan, question. You have to watch one game today. Yeah. And forget about the Rangers.
Yeah, forget about that. We have two options
because
as basketball
Forget about that because I know me and you as Ranger fans, I care about Kobe Bryant's last game, and I care about Golden State breaking the record, but I'm going to be glued to my television watching the Rangers playoffs. Just me.
Okay.
I'll probably flip through and through, but honestly, if they gave me the choice between those three, I'd have to pick the Rangers playoffs. I'm not missing.
Okay, but now I want.
But if you have,
I want you to choose
Golden State breaking the record tonight. If they break the record, watching that game, or watching Kobe Bryant's last game, what are you watching?
Absolutely, no question, Golden State. Absolutely. You want to ask me why?
No, because I agree with you 100%. Okay. But yeah, go ahead. Explain to
Kobe Bryant
disagree with you.
Is one of the best ever. So this is big. It's big that he has a final game. But I mean, how many times has this record been, broken? Never. The record of 72 games, there's only two teams who have ever done that, 95-96 Bulls and Golden State Warriors. I would not say Kobe Bryant's the best player to ever play. So Michael Jordan, even
some
Shaquille
people
O'Neal,
might argue with that. But
Michael Jordan better than Jordan.
I wouldn't.
No,
exactly. I'm not saying I would argue.
So I'm saying
I'm saying like he's one of the best, and people would say that he should.
You're watching one of the best, concluding his basketball career. Not the best though. Then you have on the other side the best record to ever beat. Like I'm not saying the best record. You could go into tons of records in basketball. One of the hardest records to ever beat. Something that's never going to be beaten by any team in a long time, if ever, than these Golden State Warriors. I got to go with that. I just have to.
Me too, I agree, but I'm going to be a lot more blunt. And don't call me a jerk because this is just the way it is. And if you're doing the same thing like us and you're going to watch Golden State, this is what you're thinking. You just don't want to say it because you feel bad for Kobe. But to break this record is one of the hardest things in the world. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen play basketball, and they still might not get the record. They were still close to not being.
We saw something online. Let's just mention this. The Cowboys, some of these teams in football.
Yeah, this is funny.
There's 16 games in football, and teams like the Cowboys, who went 4-12 last season, have lost 12 Golden State Warriors have lost 9. There's 82 games in basketball.
Yeah, that's
You've got to be kidding me.
And they've only played 81, and it's
have to be kidding me.
Ridiculous. It's funny.
It's absolutely insane that the Cowboys have lost more games in 16 games than the Golden State Warriors, who played 82. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. That's another reason why watch Golden State.
It's honestly 82 games to beat this record is tough. To retire,
it happens a lot. You have,
I mean, to have a guy like Kobe Bryant retire, that doesn't happen often. But what are
a little bit more often?
What are you missing? Like in the future, I watched Kobe Bryant his last game on TV. Okay, I could say that. I don't have to watch it to say it. But in the end, if you say I watched Golden State beat the record, I was there. I watched. Now, unless you're saying Kobe Bryant puts up a triple-double in his final game, then I'd be upset that I missed that.
But even then.
No, I mean, in his final game, that's something historic that I would not want to miss. But Kobe Bryant, if he plays, he gets the applause from the crowd that he deserves. Tears might be shed, whatever. You know, to me, it's not worth watching. You know, like Derek Jeter's final game was great to watch. But the game that I love to watch was his final home game when he hit the walk-off. Which, honestly, it was worth watching, not because it was his last home game, but because it was his last home game, and he hit a walk-off. You know, for Kobe Bryant, it's his last game. Okay. Golden State has a chance to break that record that we just decided was really hard to break.
And to sweeten the deal, the Lakers are trash and they're not going to the playoffs.
And that just makes it even, I don't want to watch a Lakers game. Let's just put it, let's make it plain and simple. I don't want to watch a Lakers game. Done.
But I know you said you're definitely going to be watching the Rangers. If I'm at the TV, if I have time, which I hope I do,
What are you doing?
I will be watching the Rangers, but in commercials, I'm going to be switching back and forth to the Golden State. If that's I'm assuming it's on what, ESPN?
Oh, it's definitely. I mean,
if it's not televised, that's insane.
No, it's televised. This is like
I'll be switching back and forth.
That would be like a Comcast
And if the Rangers are losing or winning by a lot, I'm turning the Golden State game on. Unless they're losing by a lot or winning by a lot. Well, if they're winning by a lot, I'll keep it on.
If they're winning by a lot, I'll just watch the final minutes to see the celebration. Same thing with Kobe Bryant, honestly. I'd only turn it on to see how
the beginning and the end.
Yeah, just to see the crowd reaction. Let's move on to the actual playoffs. Can you pull up the bracket real quick? Because I'm not fully briefed on the bracket that's set up yet.
The NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I don't know the final. Like Cleveland, I know clinched number 1.
The Bulls missed out on the playoffs again. I mean, not again. They missed out, which that's tough for both fans. They're going to see their record broken today, possibly, and they missed the playoffs. So I'll pull that up. But keep our fans entertained.
Keep our fans entertained. You guys want to hear some sound effects?
Oh my gosh, this kid's gone crazy today.
I thought that would last long.
So, before I pull it up,
I have an idea. We have another segment. Okay, let me see the segments list.
This kid's crazy.
All right, we got. Let's do that. Let's do the. You want to do the Stump Raphael segment or the bold prediction segment?
Bold predictions, because I didn't think of ideas to stump you with yet.
I already had one.
No, I do have one, but I still need to think of it.
Okay, so for this, we'll get back to the Stump Raphael segment later. Yeah. For this bold prediction statement, John is going to give his bold predictions for each of the 4 sports that have to be within the week. Has to be within the week, not like our over-under segment.
Okay.
Something that we could, and I won't mock any of it because
I have one for hockey.
It could be ridiculous. So
start off with NHL. Capitals lose first round.
I don't know if that can be proven in a week, but that is a bold.
I'm gonna give it a week. You know, it's
no. You know what? That one I'll make an exception for because that's a bold prediction.
Because what else are you gonna do?
I mean, you can't give really a reason for a bold prediction. But
no.
Okay, what do you think needs to happen if the Capitals lose? Like just one thing. 2 seconds.
The playoffs are a different season than the regular season, so we could see teams that are great in the regular season do bad, vice versa. So
the Flyers they play?
I'm not sure.
I think it's the Flyers. That's terrible.
I say they lose. That's a bold prediction.
That's bold.
That's a bold prediction.
That's bold. Let's go to MLB. Go.
MLB. In the next week, you will see Trevor Story hit 4 more home runs.
Oh my God.
He has 7. I picked him up in fantasy baseball, and I'm happy with that decision. 4 more home runs in the next week. And that's by the next show.
I mean, that's bold. I don't think it's as bold as Washington losing, but it's bold. Go to the NBA.
The NBA. Okay,
Good bold prediction.
I'm just going to say Golden State beats the record. You could say that either way that they're going to win.
Bold. You should say that Kobe Bryant's going to have a triple-double.
Okay. No, I'm going to give you 2 because they're not. Both of them aren't that bold.
That's like possible.
Kobe Bryant scores 30 points tonight.
Okay, that's
30
possible.
points and Golden State
because
wins.
He's done it this season.
He's done it. No, he did it the other day. 35 points.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could definitely do it.
It's still kind of bold though.
Last but not least, you have your picks since none of these are in season. NFL. You could do golf if you want. You could do swimming if you want. The Olympics, soccer. Take your pick and make a bold prediction.
Okay,
I'm assuming you're gonna go with the NFL.
NFL, I'm gonna go with, and I'm trying to think right now. I have 2.
I got one.
Decent ones.
I got one for the draft.
Fitzpatrick signed with the Jets.
That's not bold.
Hey,
He's gonna sign with the Jets,
Okay.
man. Here's a bold prediction.
I still think it's gonna
The
happen.
Jets take a quarterback in the draft. Now that's a bold prediction.
I would say that it's a bold prediction. I just don't think that's true enough to even hazard a guess with.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, first round?
Get first round. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They
It's
use the
possible.
first round pick.
It's possible. I think that's more possible than the Capitals losing, but I'm still gonna say
Everything is more possible in the Capitals.
in round 1.
Okay, so that took up time. So now we should have the NBA playoff bracket open now, do we?
I had it open until you completely went in a different direction.
Yeah, but you said to entertain the crowd. I thought that was pretty entertaining.
No.
That was our bold prediction segment. So check back in next week to see if any of those came true. If the storybook comes true, because it's Trevor Story, who's gotten more puns than the Cowboys have losses.
Ooh, we just went there.
Then the 76ers have losses.
Okay, that's a little too many
it's
losses.
too much.
Ooh, that's a lot of losses.
76 losses.
Yeah. So
How many do they have?
76ers? Don't they have 9 wins?
They do have 9. No, might have 7 wins.
No, not 7, do they? I'll look that up too, but it's taking forever.
I got it.
So are they like the anti-version of the Golden State Warriors?
100%. Can you call them?
No, I'm saying like
State Warriors.
exactly, statistically speaking.
No.
Are they 9 wins and going to be 73 losses?
No,
That would be amazing. So I'm getting the playoff picture up. He's getting that up. So
how's life?
nice weather we've been having.
No, not really.
Today it has.
It's okay today.
Yeah. Sunday, I would say about 65.
And this has been our meteorologist
Yeah.
Joe Rayo.
Okay, Detroit Pistons versus Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a 1 seed.
Wait, one second.
Wait, what the heck is this? This is what, last year?
Wait, I just want to say something.
Yeah, anyway, I think this is last year. I'm like, what? You're not
The
a 1 seed.
76ers have lost 71. They've won 10. So they won't get to that 76 loss mark. That's a shame. That's a big shame, man. I was hoping that. I'll get the playoff picture.
How many wins? I mean, how many losses do they have?
71. It's 81 games so far. They have one more game. 10 and 71.
10 and 7. Too bad they couldn't get 76.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you did?
I
See?
legitimately just said.
I didn't hear him. I was looking at a bracket, which I'm not sure. If
Okay,
serious
here
or
we go.
joking.
Okay. Wow, we've wasted a lot of time just looking for this
Yeah, I
bracket.
know.
I'm so sorry. We're so unprofessional. I don't even know why you guys listen to us. Just turn it off.
Turn it off now.
No, don't turn it off. We need the...
Subscribe to us just because we're trying.
Okay, ready? Eastern Conference. Cleveland.
Okay, so that was the right one. I thought it said series leading, but I guess that was regular season.
Oh, yeah, that's the regular season
Yeah.
series. Okay. Cleveland, Detroit, Cleveland. You know how many games? You want to even say? Doesn't even matter. I sweep it. Yeah, that's how you do. Raptors versus the Pacers.
Raptors.
Yeah, I agree with you as well.
Easily. I hate to go with the better team, based on ranking, but hey.
No, you're rightfully so. Miami versus Charlotte. That series is tied 2-2. I still think Miami wins that one as well.
Oh, I mean, they do great in the playoffs, even without LeBron.
Definitely.
And the Hornets, Charlotte, no way.
Atlanta, Boston. Atlanta leads 3-1.
Boston. I'm saying Boston.
Boston?
Yeah, I'm saying Boston.
I know that's bold, but I was going to agree with you on that one. I thought you'd go with Atlanta.
No, Boston's been great this year. What's their seeding, both of them?
They're 4 and 5.
4 and 5, and Boston's 5.
5, yeah.
Definitely going with Boston.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, I don't definitely agree with you, but I agree.
Yeah, and that was
Golden
the
State,
Eastern
Houston.
Conference.
That was East, yeah.
Yeah, okay, now
Now we're
going
going
west.
to the West. Golden State versus, doesn't even matter.
Houston's gonna win. Said nobody ever.
Okay.
No way. Golden State, sweet.
Spurs, Memphis, that's going to be fun. Spurs.
Yes, oh, of course, Spurs. Yeah, no question about it.
Spurs are alright. They're not going to win, but they're
Spurs
alright.
you had the Golden State
Yeah, no,
Warriors
the
and
Warriors
Spurs right under.
If the Warriors weren't there, it would be the Spurs.
Yeah, it's one of the best seasons
Oklahoma
ever.
City versus Dallas, the Mavericks. I say the Thunder.
This is a tough
The
one.
Thunder swept the series, and I
is a
think
tough
that
one.
just goes more to
Yeah,
their
I
advantage.
guess I gotta go with Oklahoma. Yeah.
Clippers versus the Trailblazers.
That's a 4-5.
That's a 4-5, yeah.
I think I'm saying a little too many. The better seeds doing.
Yeah,
the
but
better
that's
stuff.
the thing about the
I'm gonna say
NBA.
Trailblazers.
Me too.
I really don't care about either team, man.
Yeah, no.
Like I don't think either one is a bold prediction.
Well, see, the thing about the NBA playoffs is they tend to go. They have like the best because in the end, the better team has always really won. Like
Yeah.
MLB, like come on.
Because you have
like,
10 teams.
you could have the Kansas City Royals win the World Series. You know.
Seeding doesn't matter whatsoever in baseball.
Exactly.
Seeding matters in hockey and in basketball.
Even in hockey, we said it's a whole new season.
True, but it
The best
matters.
team
It
doesn't
matters
always
more.
win.
I would
like
say it
in that
matters.
case, Washington should win. But I don't think Washington wins the Stanley Cup. Just honestly.
I don't think so either.
So.
I think I made that prediction, but I just don't see it.
But
happening.
in
More
the
of a bold
NBA, the best team is going to win, and I think that's going to go to the
Golden State.
Golden
easily.
State.
They're gonna
I think
win the whole
you
thing.
think it's going to be Cavs versus Golden State in the end. I think that's what it's going to come to.
No,
Cavaliers versus
no, I say no.
You-
I don't see.
Celtics make it.
That's tough to say.
Are you high on Celtics?
Celtics making it. I
Because
don't know.
you're Irish.
No, I'm not a
Because you're
Celtics.
Heat, the Heat, the Raptors.
Yeah, that's.
Who do you say? What do you think? We'll answer that question next week.
I mean, I feel like Cavaliers is the best answer to go with, but I just don't see it happening. I don't know. They've
We're
had.
going to take a quick
I'm
break.
saying Celtics.
I think
NBA champions.
I'm saying that you're crazy. But
Nope.
that's besides the point. Do your thing.
And you do your thing.
We're at the Mancave, NY Sports that's at Twitter. I'm at Raf_Elia. That's ELIA. That's John97 Jackson. We have Ethan_Illers, ILLERS. Those are our Mancave t-shirts, and on it you can see that our YouTube account is the Mancave ! Last segment. NFL. Only fitting because that's probably the latest thing that's going to happen. But it's always fun to talk about the NFL. What are you laughing at?
No, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it right now. The draft is gonna be interesting, though.
You really are.
Inside joke. We'll tell you next week if it comes out good. Anyway, so yeah. So what do you want to talk about the draft first?
Not anymore! No, I want to talk about DeBrickashaw.
Okay, the Brickashaw Ferguson Jets offensive lineman has retired after 10 years.
It was after 10 years, yeah. He missed
10
one
years.
snap.
One snap in his career. Didn't miss a game. 160 games, I think. I don't know. You can fact check me, but it's not worth it.
That sounds about right, but he only missed one snap. And that was
Yeah.
because it was a trick play when they pulled out, like, all their starters, put in, like, other lines.
Who played for him? It was one of the members who played for him. Some guy
Who played for him?
in that one snap. Who substituted?
Oh, it was one of the, like, backups.
No, I thought it was somebody that was pretty well known. I thought it was like an offensive player, like like a receiver or something.
Oh, yeah, it might have been a receiver or a tight end, that's right.
Yeah.
It was a trick play no matter what.
Might have been even Nick Falk for all I know. I don't know. It's something
I
crazy.
doubt that, but yeah, could have been.
Hey, I doubt it. Yeah. So they do have a replacement for him. They got it right afterwards. Denver Broncos. They traded with to get Ryan Cleary.
So you go from a guy who missed one snap to a guy who's played a couple snaps.
He's played about one snap. Yeah. However, they do have
he's got-
Shaw Ferguson again. I think in 3 Pro Bowls he's been to. This guy's actually been to either the same or more or something like that.
You said 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 3 or 4. I really don't know exactly, but he's good, Clady. When he's on the field, the question is he going to be on the field?
Now, that also shifts things because the Jets only have 6 draft picks in a draft where they need 7 picks. And now they really, like, offensive lineman because I didn't think D'Brickashaw would be liable just based on his contract. Turns out I was right. I didn't anticipate this, but I was right. But so I had that up there. But a lot of people didn't have that high up there. Now it's high up there because now you need to draft an offensive lineman, but you still need an edge rusher. So now it's priorities. And everyone's saying now that Fitzpatrick's going to get signed. They still haven't signed Fitzpatrick.
It's priorities right now. They just have a lot to do. They could be a great team. They could be a terrible team. It's all up to you. Mike McCagnon, it's all up to you.
I was like, why are you talking to our fans for?
No.
It's all up to you guys. You can vote right here on this poll.
McCagnon did a great job last year, and I have faith in McCagnon that he'll do a great job.
He played off of Idzik, gave him a lot of salary room to work with. Now he has no salary room, so we got to see what he does. With D'Brickashaw's contract, they didn't have even enough room to sign their draft picks. So now, and they also have to rework Muhammad Wilkerson's contract. You know that, and we can't afford to lose Muhammad Wilkerson.
They already franchise tag him, so unless they're
you can't afford to lose him. I say for the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. His contract is $10 million, I think. D'Brickashaw. This Clady guy is about $6 million, 4.5. So they do save some money in it, but they don't save a lot of money.
No, but he wasn't going to play for less, D'Brickashaw, because he said that thing about the concussion.
Yeah, after watching the movie Concussion, he wasn't a huge fan of his career choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really, that scared him, so,
and this
the movie,
every snap, except for one.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone's at risk, it's this guy.
Well, yeah, but then also he's never had a concussion, as far as we know. He's never been injured.
But remember, he gets hit every down.
I know.
So he's not going to play in a sport that he believes risks his health for less money. Like, that's just, that was the final nail.
He said in his letter to the Jet fans, it wasn't about getting the big contracts to build himself up. It was about playing. He loved it. But, there's a time to retire. He says there's not any set time, so he believed this was the time now to retire because
it could not work out worse for the New York Jets, I guess.
I don't know. They do save some money, and they got a guy who's more talented than him right now. The question is whether he's on the field.
You think is more talented than D'Brickashaw?
Yeah. Well, no, D'Brickashaw he's declining. Clady's still good.
Well, yeah, because he's younger. Okay.
Not by much.
Not by much.
But he has a higher ceiling once he's on the field. If he's on the field.
Okay, well, the Jets now need to fill holes. Do you think that this is going to have that big of an impact on how the season's going to go? Because I would venture them to say they can make the playoffs this season.
Yeah.
But now they don't have a quarterback, you don't have an edge rusher, you don't have an offensive tackle, you need to fill other positions, you don't have the draft picks to do it, you don't have the cap space to do it. Do you see this team making it to the playoffs?
Yes. Depending on
what's your percentage if they sign Ryan Fitzpatrick?
If they sign Ryan, that's the one thing I said.
They sign Ryan Fitzpatrick.
75%.
Let's say they get stuck with a lower pick for the offensive tackle, so they're stuck with Clady.
Well, no, you don't even have to go that far.
Clady goes down.
You don't have to go that far.
They're left with a mediocre.
If they sign
a good edge rusher.
If they sign Fitzpatrick, I say 75% chance. If they got nothing else,
wild card, or
you're not beating the Patriots. Wild card, obviously.
I think that's that attitude that's not going to get us to beat the Patriots. You gotta go after.
But we're not on the team. We're not giving them that attitude. I'm saying realistically, you're not beating the Patriots.
No, realistically, you're not.
No, you said that the last few years. Oh, they're beatable. They're beatable.
No, they are beatable. The Jets have beat them. It's just that the Jets don't control how many other teams can beat the Patriots. So I say the Jets can beat the Patriots. I say they sweep it. They play them twice, right?
Oh, another bold prediction here.
I wouldn't call it that bold.
I'm calling that bold. I'm going to chalk that down too.
Fine.
You think they're going to sweep?
I think the Jets sweep. If it's a 2-game series, if they end up playing, I don't think they play 3 times.
No,
but if they do, call it 2-1. But they definitely.
They only played 3 times at the meet in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they sweep the regular season series, no matter how many games that is. If it's 1 or 2.
Pats.
So I think that the Pats still come out on the top because it's just a division, and I think the Jets will lose some games they should win.
Yeah.
As they usually do.
But I say don't worry. Just like I said to Met fans, guys, don't worry. Jet fans, guys, don't worry. Guys and girls, don't worry.
To that because the Mets are going to lose 50,000 games this season.
This kid he's having a rough day today.
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying,
ready?
before we finish that, before we go into that, let me just finish this pass rushers, all that stuff. It's not that big of a deal. You have a whole line of guys. You have one or two holes. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like you're replacing the talent with no talent. It's not like you're putting me and you on the line. You're still putting on guys that they drafted not too long ago.
I mean, but you put me on the line. You know, that's just not a smart move. Mancave, that's what he needs. He needs to show that this is.
No, he has to.
He
Yeah.
can make smart moves. It was nothing last season. He had
I'm just saying
he could sign anyone he wanted.
I'm just saying he's not the end of the world.
Decker,
Yeah.
Marshall.
He signed Decker. That was
I know, but he has room to pay everyone.
Yeah.
It just gave him the room, even though as much as you hate it, you know, just throw away all the money to all the.
Well, he made smart moves, not just money. I mean,
Oh no,
that was
he
a good
made
trade.
good trades. He
Marshall.
made good trades. He made good moves. I'm just saying now is the time when you prove that.
Yeah, you have to. It's not going to be make or break if the Jets don't get those guys on the line.
It's make or break if they don't make the playoffs. So
But no, it will be. They're not winning
now.
They're not winning the Super Bowl if they leave those holes as holes.
Obviously not. But
There's no way.
We've seen that defense wins playoff games.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have a hole on defense, you're
You
not.
need an edge rusher. That's
Yeah.
number one. I think they get him as the number one pick in the draft. But that's. Who knows? Do you have your segment ready?
I'll work with it. Yeah, I'll work with it.
And welcome to our Stump Raphael segment. Why don't you explain it, John?
Okay, I'm going to ask him some questions, and at first it might seem easy, and it probably will be, but then I think I'm going to be able to stump him. But I'm going to say what I'm going to ask him first. I'm going to say, do you think you're going to get stumped or not, before I ask the actual questions. So, I am going to give you sports, just sport, baseball, whatever I want to ask you, and you have to name one player from the sport. You think you can do it? Yes or no? Just yes or no.
From
Any sport possible. Yes or no?
I'll say you're not going to go.
American sport. No questions.
American sport.
No, I just said
American
sports.
sport.
I just said sports.
I'm not going to be able to name to you like a badminton or a cricket player. Okay.
I'll go easy. Well, we'll see how far you can go. Okay.
Give me.
We'll see how far.
6 sports that have been played in America.
This kid, I want to stump him, and he has none of it.
I know, but you guys couldn't name a cricket player by those.
I promise you, I won't ask you cricket.
Okay, but see, now that scares me because he's going to come out with like.
Okay, don't worry.
Chess. Okay, go ahead.
We'll see. Baseball.
Any player.
You can say Ike Davis. But don't say Ike Davis now that I said him.
Okay, a baseball player. Let's see.
Good, this kid, he's a comedian. Right?
We have
Whatever comes to your mind.
Jacoby. Let's go Jacoby Ellsbury now that I started his name. Football, Demarius Thomas.
Okay. It's interesting what he thinks of.
There's the first name that came to my head.
Hockey. NHL.
Hockey, Yager.
Okay. Now we have NBA.
LeBron James.
Okay. Track and field.
Usain Bolt.
Okay. So this kid thought it was going to be easy. Water polo.
Ridiculous though. Do you know a name from a? If I named somebody, how would you know if he was on it?
Is this Stump John or is this Stump Raphael? Water polo.
Joe Johnson?
It's not.
Look it up. Look it up right now.
We'll look it up next week.
No. I'm looking this up.
Soccer. Any soccer.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wait, no. U.S. soccer first.
U.S. soccer, like.
No. I'm saying like
MLS or on
MLS.
national team. Andre Pirlo.
And then I already said overall soccer. Sumo wrestling.
Some Japanese guy that.
Well, yeah, it's a Japanese sport.
Okay.
Boxing.
Boxing, Floyd Money Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, UFC.
UFC. Oh God, I know this one. Don't tell me now.
Men's UFC.
I was just about to flaunt you. Okay. Conor McGregor.
And women's UFC.
Holly Holm.
Okay, and now I still have some more. WNBA. It's tough. You don't know any? Skip?
Pass.
Okay, let's see what, college basketball. Let's hope you get, I think of one name.
Archie. What's his last name? Archie Garoppolo. What's his name? Oh my God, that's the backup for the Patriots. Oh my God, no.
See, okay, if you get this, I'll throw out the
Stump, yeah.
Stump, yeah.
Okay.
You're looking him up.
No.
That would be cheating.
This was no. There's no Joe Johnson.
The Nets.
There's Ashley Johnson, who's on the United States men's men's water polo national team. I think I deserve credit for that.
No, you looked up Joe Johnson just because you got Johnson.
Okay.
Basketball.
College basketball.
College basketball. Any player.
Jenkins, that guy who passed it. The guy who got the
Chris Jenkins.
Is that his first name?
No, I don't know. It's Chris, I know. Chris, K-R-I-S.
No, it's Jenkins is the one who made the final shot.
It's Chris Jenkins.
Okay.
Check it out. Women's basketball.
No clue. You stumped me on.
Okay, stump them.
You got to definitely stump me on that one. I mean,
We know the teams. We know what team's good or not, but the players, when there's that many teams, I guess you don't look at the players. How are we doing on time?
we're almost out. Actually, we are past our 1 hour mark. Chris Jenkins was the one who shot it for Nova.
But I